So it's taxes, but it's jobs are key. Jobs are number one, and that affects our whole tax base. And you can't keep taxing and taxing to try to make up for shortfalls. I'll call it, it's like you could use a tourniquet for a quick save, but if you leave that tourniquet on too long, you die.
Gangrene sets in, and you're in trouble.
You lose a limb.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So there's many things that can be done, and the fact of the matter is we have to work together as a community, as a state. I love Connecticut. I grew up here. I love North Haven, but we have to work together. The common goal, and the common goal is health, and it's security, and education, and human services.
And what else would you do?
Oh, there's many things. I mean, obviously you have to get elected first, but you want to make people safe. You want to protect the senior citizens. And when I say protect the senior citizens, it's affordable housing. Right now we have the past legislative session. There was an added tax that was supposed to be phased out on our electric bill that we all pay. I would never vote for that tax because it's another burden. It might be $6 or $8 or $10 a month, but if you add 4 or 5 bills like that, it hurts somebody on a fixed income.
That's right.
Like my mom's on a fixed income. That $8 or $10 might hurt somebody if you multiply that 2 or 3, 4 times. And you always want to do the best you possibly could, as we had said. Just be involved in the community like I always have been, and regardless what will happen, I'll always still be involved in the community.
Well, you know how it is to start a business. You pay the taxes, you pay the lights bill, you pay this, you pay that. When you have your own business, you know what it is. It's a small business, but you pay all these things.
The thing that I see, you're correct. What I see in government, and I'm not there, but I've been doing so much research and studying, and I followed government history for quite a long time. There's very little vision. There's money that's each budget, but there's lack of planning for 2 or 3 years down the road. We're in business, you plan, you have to plan. You have to be accountable. You have to plan for the future. Knowing that there's always going to be a cycle where there's a downturn. You can't wait till the last minute and say, we're short, hundreds of millions of dollars, let's raise taxes. That's to me, that is not common sense. I believe in common sense, working hard, and working with one another.
Working with a budget and knowing where the money is going.
Correct.
There's a lot of waste of money in our wonderful state capital. There's a lot of money wasted there.
Don't spend more than you take in.
And don't take in more than you need.
Right. And we need government. There's no doubt about it, but we don't need too much government. We need government for health and human services, for infrastructure, for the roads, education, of course, many things. But the fact of the matter is, sometimes it goes back to the Constitution. You can't, it's an unrealistic plan. We don't live in a utopia. You can't please everybody. Many times people are going to work hard and please themselves, but it's through hard work and diligence and good judgment.
We need efficiency also. I was on the Hartford Turnpike this morning over a bridge, and they had the state workers there. I think there was 7 or 8 I counted.
I saw that, actually.
And they were just looking at each other. I felt like saying, what are you guys doing? And they're doing a lousy job anyhow.
Well,
they put a little tar in the cracks. I would have redone the whole thing.
They could have had a problem.
I don't know if they had a problem, but they were just sitting there thinking about the problem.
Well, I have to say I think our workers do a really good job. But
and these are not local workers. These are state workers.
State workers?
No, these were the state workers looking at that project. I said, my God, what the hell are they doing?
I think I'd be afraid. I don't know if I could work for you.
You couldn't work for me because I'm 100% efficient.
No, I'm just kidding with you.
I know you're kidding, but I mean, I like things done efficiently.
No, that's the best way, really. It really is. It's time. Another thing we have in the legislative offices and department offices in Connecticut, we're lagging behind in technology. So there's duplications many times as far as from department, DOT, DEP, Department of Economic Development. There's lack of communication because we're basically in the 21st century. We're using 20th century technology. Now, it's an investment, but it's a wise investment. And we would save millions of dollars a year, I believe.
So your average day is you're talking to a lot of people and you get a lot of feedback, what they're interested in. And what is it? Is it taxes like I'm thinking?
The biggest is education,
yes,
jobs, which affect our go hand in hand, really, and energy. And and being forthright and honest and representing North Haven. That's what people have been telling me. That's what I've been listening to. There's always somebody with a different approach, but the majority of the people are jobs, energy, education, and when it's a senior, it's energy and taxes and some sort of tax relief.
Tax relief or taxes. If we can have, if our government, or let's say if our state was run super efficient, which I know it's not, our tax base, our taxes come way down. That they spend a lot of money, they waste a lot of money on a lot of this stuff. I've been reading this stuff lately.
The biggest thing is if everybody wants a piece of the pie, and the fact of the matter is you really have to be a realistic person that you can't, I know I've probably said it 3 or 4 times, you have to keep things in perspective. You have to work, the main concern should be health and human services, jobs, fair tax structure, strong road system, rail system. Those are the keys, and education, like in the hospitals, anything with infrastructure that affects us on a daily basis. Saying that, then there's always different. Like I'm a firm believer in alternative energy. Connecticut is one of the innovators in alternative energy,
yeah.
But we don't do a lot with it, and it's probably because there's people being pulled at from every different direction up in Hartford instead of focusing on, like in a business, you want to focus one job at a time with the ultimate goal of a strong foundation. It's to me it appears there's a weak foundation in government.
Quick question to you: how do you feel about the veterans now? Being a veteran myself, and no, we get nothing. We don't get a pension, stuff like that. I think every veteran that's been overseas and somebody tried to shoot at them and kill them. Without veterans, we wouldn't have this beautiful country we're in.
Right. I
think they should get a break on their taxes for their home or any physical thing that they own. They give $3,000 now, they allow. That was 50, 60 years ago, $3,000 when the average house was $18,000. Now the houses are $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 out of houses. I think every veteran, now think about it, don't pass out, should get $100,000 off their assessment of their house. In other words, if the house is assessed for $400,000, it should be $300,000 automatically for any veteran. And that doesn't really add to a lot of money because it's X number of dollars per thousand, as you know. And you make a lot of veterans happy. They could afford it. Now, the World War II veterans, a lot of them are on the way out, and Korean veterans are getting tired, and Vietnam veterans and all these Desert Storm people. These people have been through hell and back. They should have something, and I know, what's your feelings on that? Well, now, you're going to say, where are we going to get that money from? I don't know. Let's cut someplace, but get them the money first.
Well, first, I was a 4-year reservist. I didn't serve in a war. I didn't serve active, but I served 4 years and went to boot camp and went to school in Virginia and Great Lakes, Illinois. And my dad fought in Guam, actually, in World War II. But as far as the benefits, it'd have to be fit in a structure where the federal government has to give a grant to municipalities and states. And it could be anywhere for, like, I know volunteer firemen now get, I believe they receive $1,000 off their property taxes. So I don't have the dollar amount, but I think.
Dave, we're going to have another show because our time is running out. I enjoy talking to you. This is the first time we've ever been together and talked. In fact, I didn't know you until tonight. But we're going to get again. And folks, I hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, call me at the station. I'd be glad to talk to you. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people saying, why did you say this and that? I said it because I meant it. Joe Vegliante, we'll see you next time. Stay healthy. Goodbye. Thanks, Dave. Thanks.